Hi, it's Anne from Curious Moon Design. Join me today for a flip through with this beautiful sewing journal. Well, I've shown you the cover before. I've added some lovely deep lace on the front and the back. Beautiful. So we'll open up and take a look. So inside we have a very deep pocket, and I've added some beads and a little needle threader. I thought that looked quite nice on there, with some lace here and a button. And inside the pocket I've put the file folder that I made previously, and that's got all the buttons and things in there, and the removable files with all the sewing themed pieces and tags in it. So that goes quite nicely in that deep pocket. And there's another card in there. This is one of the design pages, but I shrunk it down and printed it out on just black and white. I thought that went quite nicely in there. So I've got 3 signatures, but each signature is so big that I've divided them into 3 journals. So I'll just do one today, and then I'll come back and show you the second and third signature. So a lovely design page there at the beginning, and I've added pockets here that I made previously, and these cards all gone in there nicely. Another pocket here, and this is a pen holder that's just pinned on there that I made in a previous video. Oh, it's got a pencil in it. And this pocket is made of fabric. I've added some cross stitch and a bit of collage with fabric, and a nice orange button to complement that, and then there's some nice tags in there and cards, and a bit of fabric at the top there, and there's some journaling space with the stitch lines there. This piece is a pattern piece from a very old pattern that I had, so I folded it to make a page. I've just collaged on it, added some lace and then a doily and then some cards in there. I've added a frill I made down the edge with just some lacy fabric. I just stitched along, makes it look rather lacy. And then these tags are from the book I've been cutting up and using, and then I've added some collage pieces and buttons I've sewn in, or I've stuck those on, but I put some fabric through the buttonholes. This is just a piece from a book with some collaging on and a doily stuck to it, and then I put a popper, one of the little snap fasteners, through the page. I thought that looked rather nice there. And then I've done some stamping here. This is one of the pieces I made in a previous video, so that's made a pocket there, some cards. And here I've got a piece dedicated to William Morris really. I've got a William Morris tag that I've made and just made a pocket on the front. This is a very old set of fasteners that I had in my sewing box. It's got war guarantee or something on there, so it must be very old. I don't know. And then that's a tag I made and splashed it with water just to take some of the ink off. It looks rather vintage. And this is a William Morris design. I've got it out of a calendar I had, and so I've made a flip pocket. It says it's the pink and rose wallpaper design, and then inside I've just added some tea-dyed papers. These were some of the design papers that I printed wrong, and I just added some water to them, and they've come out looking very nice. Some lovely journaling space there, and I've stenciled on that. That's nice. And then this is one of the pieces from the ephemera kit, and I've just placed that on there with some washi tape. And then this tag actually folds out for some journaling space. Then this is a pocket I made from one of the sewing book pages, and so it's 3-tiered. I've just popped some tags in there and some fasteners that I used on the page, and then there's a little sewing kit in here. Fits in there nicely. And then this is a pattern for a knitting pattern, so I've just folded it and made it into a pocket and added some lace here. This is a flip out that I made previously, and I've got a cotton reel on there with some nice wool and some pages for journaling, and then some nice tags in here with a safety pin. And I've got a button card in there as well with a lovely button on there. I've just reduced the size of some of the cards I have, and I printed them out. So that goes in there. So this is a nice page. It's got a lovely fabric flower on, which I've tea dyed. It was white, and I made a pocket from one of the pages in the sewing book, and I've just put a couple of hooks over there just to add to the design, and then a tag with a popper on there and some collaging. Little label. Here is a piece from very old pattern, and instead of writing on the patterns they punched out the wording, so you've just got collar there. I tried to use that as a stencil. It didn't come out very well, but I may try it again. I don't think the ink was quite right. But it's quite a difficult pattern to follow, these old ones, because they just have notches out, and then then the name punched out there. I've just placed that on there, little sewing machine card, and then some fabric swatches and a little pin there, and I've put them on with an eyelet so they're quite secure, and I just put the blue on there just to match the little flower on the card there. with a tag topper and some stitching on a lot of the pages. And then this is a pocket I made earlier, and that's the other side of the fabric swatch, so I added some more fabric this side. And this is a double pocket, so we've got cards in that side and little card in that side, and then this is a flip up. I just put a little stencil there of a ball of wool, some journaling space. And these are tags I made a while back, and there's journaling space on the other side. I've got some nice ribbon hanging out at the top. On this side there's another tag with writing space on the back and a lot of writing space on the page. A nice clip there. This is another one of the stamps I've used. It's quite pretty, and I've labelled it and layered up the label on a small piece of book paper there. I've just folded in a little doily there, which I may leave, and this is an old instruction sheet from a pattern, very yellowed now. I picked these up from a charity shop. They weren't very expensive, and they go nicely in this journal. I also have been thinking I may put a bit of extra lace down there, but I'm still thinking about that one. This is another snippet that I made on an earlier video, and it's made rather a nice pocket. And then this is a sewing or a knitting pattern again for that page. Some nice wool through the button there, and I just put this little journal that I made previously, and the tea stain paper came out rather nice, so I've added it to this journal. And then over here I've got a black and white image again, backed on cardstock, and I've just made a top pocket there for it. And there's a fabric swatch here and another card there with some sewing instructions. Another nice journaling page. It probably doesn't show up, but it's an olive colour, so that's rather nice. And then a little page, and I've just jotted some things like you might do when you're jotting in your journals. And this is a nice page holder there that comes in the kit we have. And the doily that I stuck down previously, I've left that one free, so that looks like a piece of lace. Another journaling card there, and this is a hidden paper clip that I've made with just a piece of the paper from the sewing book. Just stuck it on there with one of the cotton reels. And then on this side is a belly band with the paper measures, and then an envelope, and I just stuck one of the cotton reel toppers on there. And then there's a little alteration card in there. It's backed with sewing paper from my old book that I'm using. So that goes in there, and then under the paper clip. And then here is a alteration card and more sewing instructions from one of the old patterns. And then this is one of the pattern pieces. I won't take that out, but it's quite big, and goes under this belly band quite nicely. And there's some stitching here on the page for journaling on. And then a nice design page there that I've left, and another journaling page. And that's the end of that signature. I've held it in with some fabric ribbon. On the end here I've got a bobbin, a metal bobbin that I don't use anymore. I thought that was quite a nice charm to have hanging there. And then I've got a fabric swatch here with some tape measure ribbon, lace, some beads on a pin, some fabric there. And then inside this pocket there's another flip up there. I've got an envelope I made, a large envelope. I added a journaling card, some stitching around, stitching on that side, and I added a pocket on this side, and some journaling cards in there. Then inside there I've put a whole pattern. That's the very old one. I'll just pop that in there. So I hope you like it. As I say, it should have 3 signatures, but they're turning out so large that I thought it would just, each signature will make a nice journal on its own. So I'll call this part 1, and then I'll film the other 2 signatures and put them up very soon. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed looking through the journal, please come back and see the next instalment, and please press the subscribe button. Take care everyone.